Good evening. In the news for tonight, His Majesty King Abdullah affirms Jordan's support for Syrians to rebuild their country during a meeting with Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara. Jordan welcomes the outcomes of the Syrian National Dialogue Conference as a significant step towards rebuilding Syria based on the principles that ensure its unity, sovereignty, and stability. And Hamas says it has reached a deal with mediators on the release of the 620 Palestinian prisoners and detainees who were due to be freed by Israel last week. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. His Majesty King Abdullah II met with Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara at Basban Palace and affirmed Jordan's support for Syrians as they rebuild their country in a way that includes all components of the Syrian society and guarantees Syria's unity, security, and stability. During the meeting attended by His Royal Highness Crown Prince Al Hussein, discussions covered bilateral ties between the two countries and keenness to expand cooperation in the fields of trade, energy, and water, as well as to enhance coordination on issues of mutual concern, such as strengthening Arab unity. The King also condemned Israel's encroachment on Syrian territory and reiterated Jordan's support for Syrian sovereignty, unity, and territorial integrity. For his part, President al-Shara expressed appreciation of Jordan and His Majesty's stance in support of efforts to rebuild Syria. The King and the Crown Prince bid farewell to President al-Shara at Marka Airport at the conclusion of his visit to Jordan. Upon his arrival at Marka Airport, His Majesty the King received Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara at the start of his visit to the kingdom. His Royal Highness Prince Ghazi bin Mohammed, His Majesty's Chief Advisor for Religious and Cultural Affairs and Personal Envoy, Prime Minister Jafar Hassan, along with other senior government officials, were among the welcomers. President al-Shara is accompanied on the visit by Syrian Foreign Minister Asad al-Shibani and a number of officials. Jordan has welcomed the outcomes of the Syrian National Dialogue Conference as a significant step towards rebuilding Syria, based on principles that ensure its unity, sovereignty, and stability. The Foreign Ministry said the path that Syria has launched out of the conference would also ensure the continuity of state institutions and fulfill the aspirations of the Syrian people. The ministry's spokesperson, Sufyan Liqdar, reaffirmed Jordan's commitment to supporting Syria during the transitional phase, emphasizing that the reconstruction must be driven by a process led by Syrians that involves all segments of society, guaranteeing the protection of their rights and the establishment of a sovereign and stable nation. Hamas said it has reached a deal with mediators on the release of the 620 Palestinian prisoners and detainees who were due to be freed by Israel last week. The group said it agreed during a visit to Cairo that it will release 4 Israeli bodies tomorrow in return for the Palestinian prisoners, whom will be released in the coming days. In the West Bank, Israeli occupation forces have launched an extensive detention campaign across the occupied territories, detaining at least 50 Palestinians, including children and former prisoners. The Palestinian Prisoners Society reported that the arrests were carried out in Hebron, Tul Karim, Qalqilia, Nablus, Ramallah, Bethlehem, Jericho, and Tubas. Meanwhile, head of UNRWA, Philippe Lazzarini, said the West Bank is becoming a battlefield with more than 50 people, including children, have been reported killed since the Israeli forces' operation started 5 weeks ago. That's the end of our news for tonight. Thank you for watching.